You're 1,000 freaking subscribers? Man, this is so amazing. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Oh man, I just want to like go be out there and be loud. So, a lot of things have been happening lately. I'm sorry I haven't been making videos. It's been a whole nother month. Still working through things. I did have a job for about a month, but I got freaking let go. I was working at a screen printing press shop, like doing printing t-shirts and stuff. That was a really cool job. I loved that job, but my boss let me go because I don't know, like out of nowhere, I just stopped eating, and I'm not really sure why. I've been trying to figure it out. I've finally been going to the doctors, and I hope to Jeebus Crust, my Lord and Flavor, that I don't have an ulcer. I think I might have an ulcer due to like just stressing out over things I shouldn't be stressing out over because I have such a first world privileged life. But you know, we get so distracted on everything. It's just like, I don't know. I just want to do good in this world. And I was living at my mom's again for a while. Now I'm back at my dad's. At least at my dad's, like, I don't know, at least I'm back at my dad's. Prefer to be there over my mum's. Alright. Going on adventure. Woo. So, yeah, I'm just super excited about a lot of things that are coming on. Look, a penis! And yeah, like, does that say? Almost looks like fuck with a PH. Pretty. But anyways, so yeah. Give me a moment. That looks really cool. It's lots of burbs. So I think in the last couple of videos I talked about like all sorts of really deep existential analytical topics, and I just gotta keep things simple. I'll definitely have to save those things for another time and go much deeper. I've barely scratched the surface. Eventually I want to like animate videos and really dissect the things that I have discovered, but again, for another time. I've been realizing and growing in a lot lately. I need to shift my paradigm. A paradigm is essentially like your set of habitual behaviors that, well, dictate who you are as a person, ultimately. And as I am hungering for mentorship, starving for it, you know, I know I need to shift my paradigm. One of my favorite quotes I remembered was, "The price of discipline is less than the pain of regret." And I don't want to look back on my life and be like, damn, I wish I would have done that and never took action and ultimately wallow in my own self-pity and depression. You know, I think most people, they'd rather they'd rather just get home from their paycheck and go to work, and that's not me. I'm not going to do that. I am going to break out of this crazy system through entrepreneurship. I have a lot of dreams and ambitions and ideas. And ultimately, you know, I'm realizing, I think I mentioned something that I want to bring up. I mentioned something about science, and honestly, science being in the gray area, well, in all reality, if if everything really is in patterns and the theory of everything, well, I will choose light. I will choose love. I will choose happiness. And I think that's ultimately what I want to spread in my message through my videos and to and for other people, because I mean, since I was a young child, I've spent my whole life in the dark and self-hatred, and it's not worth it. It is not worth it, and my life will be a testimony of this. You know, wisdom is always simple. You want to keep it simple, almost like, you know, still be aware and be conscious. Eckhart Tolle's mindfulness, but ultimately remain in your childlike, simplistic heart through love. And love will conquer over all in the end. And it's all math, but for another time. I'm pretty happy. I went through some really I recently went through some really dark stuff, and I was I contemplated on just wanting to disappear. Probably shouldn't bring those things up, but essentially, you know, I think challenging the gods or God and existence and reality itself, and challenging like what's the point of everything, coming back to more conclusions, and just that, it's like my video that I made. In every breath that we take, we are here now through our love. And that is the ultimate key in everything. One thing that really bothers me about mainstream social media, they used to call the TV the idiot box. Well, over 70% now of North Americans watch internet and like Netflix and these sort of things. Well, it's the modern day idiot box. It really is. The internet has evolved to that. The apocalypse, and once big money has its hands in things, there really is an info wars and psychological warfare happening on and occurring. But gosh, listen to me. I'm just going straight into the deep stuff because that's what I want to ultimately talk about. But I want what's best for everybody, all people, all religions, all races, everybody. And really, love is the answer. Love is the answer. The answer. You can't fight fire with fire. You will make no change that way. You fight hatred with love, and that's what I will do. Of course, I do believe there is a time to defend yourself and defend the ones you love. Time and place. I'd rather be a samurai in the field of flowers. But I only hunger for growth. I really want to. I have to stop talking about the things I want, and I have to just, as one of my friend's mentors was saying, and he was offering to me, was, I have to just show up, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I already saw like a few days ago, I was like up past 1,000 subscribers, and I was like, dude, that's amazing. But I just been my friendships. I need to befriend with the right people, because you are a direct reflection of the commonmost 5 people you hang out with. And I mean, of course, I want to be a teacher and mentor, but I ultimately need to be surrounded. I want to be surrounded by like other content creators and YouTubers and artists and mentors, and just people going up, not people just kind of sitting in the still waters and idly not knowing where they're going, because I know where I'm going. I want to be around other people that are going. Parkour is in everything. I love it so much. That's a big thing I want to teach, is in simplicity of playing with the world. You know, every step you take, every time you wake up in the morning, you take a step into the dark. But in each step through faith or your own trust, you fail to succeed, you can twist your ankle, you can do all these things. But in time and repetition, as you grow, you get better each time. Oh, I missed that rock. I'm holding my phone. But you get what I mean. It's just playing with the world. Just messing around. Like, I feel like body language, it speaks more volumes than words ever will. That's why the next key to liberating humanity is technology is such an easy, instant gratificated high of feeling like you're there with somebody. But remember, you're only getting the visual and the auditorial. There's still a metronic sphere. I don't know if you've seen that picture by Leonardo da Vinci. Maybe I'll post a link to the picture, or I don't know, I'd have to edit the video in a future video, but where he's like standing out like this. He's got the circle. It's what I would call a metronic sphere of unconscious influence, because when people are near each other in the public, that is what will ultimately liberate us all in the moment. But yeah. What else should I talk about? I'm gonna start making some gaming videos. I'm probably gonna have like a gaming art channel. Kind of keep stuff there, and then I'm gonna have like a philosophical vlogging comedy channel, which probably will be this channel, mainly myself. But I do want to focus on the comedy skits. I love iDubbbz and Filthy Frank, and I feel like one day I'm gonna make videos with them. I just have to, follow my own path, and then I will create it. I'll take those steps into the dark. So, I've been discovering a lot of things about myself, about my past. It's another reason I don't want to make excuses, talk about problems. But I've always been of the unnorm. A lot of confusion. I feel like complexity is necessary for growth, in that confusion and hunger for truth. But the one thing I want to remind everybody, that truth has always been, and it just is. There's no label to it. There's no complexity in all the noise that we can perceive and grab. The truth is just being in each moment to moment. Ripples in the pond. Right? It just flows. So, I'm pretty excited for the things to come. I can't wait to start creating more content. I think I really want to, again, I shouldn't even talk about it, because if I talk about it and not do it, then I'm going to be in trouble with I don't know. I just got to do it. Just be prepared. Many things will start appearing once again. And then, I freaking moving around everywhere and sleeping in my car and moving to my dad's and my mom's and from my friends and couch surfing. And I freaking lost my Manfrotto plate with my glide cam. So I got to get that. Hopefully I can get that back. I lost my freaking camera batteries and chargers. So that's kind of why I've been doing phone videos. But, there's no excuse. I just got to do it. Um, and yeah, I mean, ultimately, I gotta find some more work. So I was working for about like a month and a half there, and well, here I am again. But at least I'm in a bed. That's nice. I'm not on the floor, not my dad's, and he's helping me out where he can. So, anything else? I thank you guys so much for subscribing and supporting. I mean, I don't know, like I want to entertain. I really want to do. I just want to make iDubbbz. You could totally tell when iDubbbz was first starting out, and same with Filthy Frank. They're just the energy and the concept. I mean, as art is omnipotent and infinite, Pablo Picasso said, "Good artists copy, and great artists steal." Now, I added my own piece to that, and it's not even necessarily that artists steal concepts, because you shouldn't steal concepts. Don't steal art. Don't trace other people's drawings and say they're yours. But it's okay to look at another drawing and draw it your own way and study from that. And it's important to even trace, but don't say it's your art. There's a difference. You know, if you're learning how to draw, tracing can be important. Understanding the structures, understanding the curves and the lines and how they come to be, but you don't ultimately want to trace. You want to, if you can get as a creator or influencer, ultimately as a creator, if you want to be genuine and authentic from your own self, definitely I challenge, if you draw or paint on Photoshop or anything like that, get to a point where you get confident in drawing enough bases of characters and stuff, original characters, and then challenging yourself to draw straight from your head, straight from memory, without looking at anything. I feel like the more technology evolves, technology is going to replace our intelligence and artificial intelligence, which is a very scary concept. And the more people have the adaptability to create from their own unique selves, there you will find immense value in that always. So, you know, hopefully the world isn't going to become as scary as, you know, Elon Musk foresees, but it probably is. um, you know, I just want to live a happy life, a good one. Money is just a tool. At the end of the day, the number one thing that matters most is the people and the people we've affected and touched in our lives. Because you could have all the money in the world, but if everybody died and you had all the materialistic things and all the money, even robotic freaking partners, was it worth it? Was any of it worth it? You know, I truly do believe, in my perspective, in my heart, is we should live with the earth and not against it. And I understand that technology and the industrial revolution and the conquering of humanity, we should live simplistically and minimalistically, and respect the earth that we have been given, if you want to perceive it in that way. You know, like I have dreams too. Like I really love in Canada they have like these giant overpasses of just dirt and trees and nature for like if you think about like veins in blood veins in your arms, and water, how it goes through the sediment of the earth. Like that's what we really need to adapt on the globe, is like more floodways for nature to flow through through our cities, because everything's only going to inevitably keep expanding. We don't want to just kill this earth off. The more we can preserve it while expanding at the same exact time, yin and yang, that will be key. Strengthening nature while still evolving. And yeah, I mean, eventually humanity will have to. I am not a pessimist. I don't like the people who are like, we're just a virus. We gotta start killing people off slowly from the inside out, and through media and pumping like negativity, because the human mind is naturally drawn to negativity, and we're just gonna slowly kill everyone. If we got the whole world together and like to work together and utilized all of our resources for planetary expansion, like entrepreneurship, creativity and innovation. What a crazy idea that a lot of people just can't seem to understand. I think that will be the future of humanity if we allow ourselves to get there, because nothing's impossible. As far as everything that I've learned, if everything is based off eternity, 1,000 years from now, we probably will be in a Star Trek sort of world. And I would rather look to our people, all people, in a better place. I think that would be the answer. And if a meteor hits Earth and we all die, then that's what happens. But I'd rather it be done by natural causes and not by mankind's illusion of control. Because see, the thing is I'll give some more pieces of things I've discovered as I animate these things. I'm going to use a biblical concept, so just deal with it. Ancient people trying to discover who we are. So the concept of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve ate the fruit of good and evil, or the fruit of knowledge. Essentially, knowledge, in a lot of ways, overrides faith. Because, oh wow, now I'm aware, I'm conscious that there are these things. In nature, let me measure it by dimensional space. Let's use dimensional space. This is the biggest discovery, actually. So if I give this away, I just hope it's used for good and not for evil. Because there is a difference, a major difference. Let me see here. So in dimensional space, I'll use a freaking stick. If you know what a vanishing point is essentially a point in space. It's in every camera, because cameras are just mechanical eyes. And dimensional space, this is a perfect example. Things are larger and they get smaller and smaller farther away. If you were to look at this wall, let's see, like that, right? And you were to draw a line, like imagine drawing a red line on the bottom and on the top. And it goes out and there's a point. You draw a dot, and it's like, that's essentially dimensional space measured in mankind's illusion of control and perfectionism. You know why we use the stucco on our walls? You can see our little faces in the walls. It's because we use imperfections to hide the imperfections, because nothing is perfect. Look at nature. It's perfectly imperfect. And everything, I need a smaller stick. Let me see. Perfect. Okay. So dimensional space. So there's a point perspective. One point. Let's draw our horizon. In the horizon, as far as the eye can see, over the ocean, over miles of flat land, let's draw some mountains. Yeah, some Bob Ross pretty mountains right here, That's a beautiful little mountain. and at this point, there's a road. You know, it's dimensional space. There's a point perspective, right? And you could draw like telephone poles, and they get bigger and bigger as things. It's messy. It's dirt. I wish I should have like had it brought a Sharpie and drawn on the wall or something. But um, graffiti, rebellious graffiti tag artists. Uh, so everything in dimensional space. When I hypothesized that the virus of intelligence, right, the thing that separates us from the animals, is that we look for we always try to like perfect things in lines and geometry. And when you look at geometry like cubes or pyramids or prisms or cylindrical shapes, just all of sacred geometry in itself, well, you don't normally find these things in nature. These are all man-made concepts. And everything in nature isn't by straight lines. Everything in nature, if I can do this, dimensional space is Fibonacci sequence, the golden spirals, the golden ratio. Just like when a bullet, when you shoot like a gun, there's the barrels. When technology started advancing, like through muskets and World War I and stuff like this, they added barrels where the bullet can shoot out. Because dimensional space isn't just straight lines. That doesn't work like that. Everything, like you look at the universe and we're spiraling through the universe. I mean, come on, if you've seen those Vsauce videos, literally every time, like I'm kind of blind, and when I wore glasses, I didn't realize how powerful eye contact is, right? Like I should be looking at the camera, so it makes it feel like people are looking at me when you're conversating. And I never realized how powerful eye contact was until I had my glasses on and I look over at someone all the way across like a restaurant or something, and it just like it pierces your soul, and it's like, whoa, like I'm not used to this because I'm usually blind. Like, and I visualize, I want to animate this, where when your eye perceives, and this is in like the double slit experiment in quantum theory, the observer, right, has everything to do with a lot of it. There's spirals. The spirals intertwine when people make eye contact. The gateways to the soul. And like, dude, this stuff gets so crazy. Stuff goes so crazy. But I mean, no, let me explain it. Let me explain. Simply, what I was going to originally say was that everything in mankind, in a geometric perspective, it's in cubical, it's got lines, it's got rectangles and octagons and all these complex shapes created by man, just like our systems and technology and cities and everything. So that is yang, and yin, or simplistically in nature, it's spirals, like fractal geometry and how things multiply and expand, right? And if you measure beneath the naked eye through science and you measure atoms, now let's talk about geometry, because I'm a visual mathematician. The tiniest things that you can measure in a geometric scale are atoms and protons and neutrons and those sort of things. So, and atoms, what are they? They're tiny spheres, right? Get all of this. Then mankind's complexity and all of our geometric shapes. And then what's the largest thing that we can measure? And the galaxies in outer space and stars. They're spheres. You see, this is where the virus of intelligence through humanity is flawed. Because we think that's why I call it the virus of intelligence, because we think, these structures and a mimic and reflection of creation is truth, but the universe and everything else has been here way before us. That is truth. Simple, complicated, simple. Third's philosophy. This is something I've been developing for a very long time now. And think I might have said too much, but it's literally math and patterns. I mean, in simple, complicated, simple. It starts with thirds. If you break down fractions, right? In thirds philosophy, it's 1 over 3 is an infinite number of 3, 3, 3, 3. 2 over 3 is an infinite number of, what a coincidence, 6, 6, 6. And 3 over 3 repeats back to 1, and the process repeats. This is the expansion of growth itself. Nikola Tesla was obsessed with 3, energy, frequency, and vibration. Once 5G occurs and they start listening to our fucking thoughts, you better be good. Because damn, we're gonna all be screwed, man. Like, and get a little of this really quick. I want to mention this. Since I'm bringing up history and all this, I might as well just freaking let it all out. But, so I measure everything based off accident. Was this an accident? How did this occur? And my reality around me. Accident? Coincidence? Is this a coincidence? Is this just some sort of occurring thing and it just reoccurred out of probability? Accident, coincidence, and Taoistic probability, or pattern. And pattern 3 times the charm, it becomes thirds. It becomes a measurable possibility of measuring, right? Everything can be measured. And if it's an accident, coincidence, or pattern, let me say this. So we're going to get deep. Accident, coincidence, or pattern that the Germans, Japanese, and Italians during World War II all commonly did not want. They were the most religiously and politically diverse in the world ever, and they all commonly did not want the central banking system. And get a load of this. As Germany and Russia invaded Poland the same exact year, okay, America, finally, when we joined the war and joined the Allies, we chose a lesser of the 2 evils, just like when we choose presidents, left and right, yin and yang, motherland and fatherland. Math and patterns, because everything is a reflection of the military-industrial complex and all pyramidal schemes. I mean, let's look at, this is Illuminati confirmed. If you look at pyramids, the military-industrial complex has the general and all the ranks. The businesses that are a reflection of the military-industrial complex are CEOs and all the ranks. The churches are a reflection of all these systems. It has the popes and the pastors and all the ranks. Huh!